So, a few days ago, I had a family session or a session, engagement session, anniversary session with a couple who I've photographed before, who I absolutely adore and who I absolutely love. And I took with me only one camera and one lens, and I wanted to be able to kind of just create fully without thinking about the tools that I had, which was crazy because I brought my Leica M10 with the Voigtlander 40mm 1.4, and I shot the entire session on just this camera. And my thought process was that I didn't want to think about what was in my bag. I didn't want to think about another lens. I didn't want to think about another camera. I didn't want to think about anything but the lens and the camera that I had in my hand to create. So the truth of the matter is, I've been in quite a bit of a funk as of lately, just as a creative, as a photographer. And I know a lot of us kind of get into this, and sometimes the tools that we use sometimes can kind of help break us out of that funk. And I think that's part of the reason why YouTube is awesome and why we have these type of channels like mine and like others, where we talk about gear and we do reviews and we kind of touch back on it. But the Leica M10 is one of those cameras that I think that I'll never sell. It has just been an absolute joy to use. And I've been in this funk for a while where I've just have been working and creating and photographing, and to be honest, maybe I was just kind of going through the motion because I had so many jobs to get done, that in the process of getting all of those jobs done, that I've kind of stopped creating for myself. And I think there's a lot of things that kind of go into that. And it's a lot of reasons why gear reviews and a lot of reasons why new cameras can sometimes help us get out of it, can sometimes help us create differently, can sometimes help us just be one with a piece of equipment. That's why I'm such a huge fan of one lens, one camera when I go out and shoot sessions, because it forces you to create in ways that you probably wouldn't normally create. So I want to share a few things with you guys today that isn't so much about the Leica M10, but yet it is about the Leica M10, and yet it is about life as a creative and why I've been creating these videos on YouTube, and why I've been avoiding social media as a whole over the last several weeks. And it's been, honestly, it's been amazing for my productivity, but it has also comes with some consequences when you live life where you create things for a living. So it's almost taken me 4 months to get out of this kind of creative funk that I've been in. And I'm not even sure what was creating this feeling of not being adequate. I just knew that I felt as if I wasn't good enough. I felt as if my work wasn't good enough. I wasn't happy with what I was creating. And if I'm being forthright, perhaps I was just so busy with photography jobs and creating stuff that I was working on just trying to finish the job. I felt like an imposter in the very same industry that has brought me so many awards, recognitions, speaking engagements, and the opportunity to travel the world and see things that a kid from Hawaii would never dream of seeing and doing. See, for the last 5 weeks, I've given up on social media. Well, really Facebook and Instagram, because it just wasn't bringing me any joy. The constant bickering, complaining, and malcontent of other people was and is still causing me a great deal of anxiety and frustration. The thing has always been that social media isn't really social. It never really has been, and at the same time, social media has also helped me create friends that I would have never have met had it not been for the connections in the smaller groups on Facebook with other like-minded people that I have just been able to connect with. I can honestly say the large group, like my timeline, has been nothing but depression. My timeline has evolved into something that I hoped it never would. I get it. We all grow up and get swept up in things that we feel are important, and Facebook isn't as important to me as it once was, and this break away from social media has proven that in spades. So this may probably be one of my last videos of the year. Maybe it won't be. Maybe it will be the last thing that I share this year, but I want to encourage you with a few things. I want to encourage you to push through when times seem off. When you don't feel good enough, work hard or take a break, but do whatever is best for you. Your online life isn't as important as your in-person life. So I want you to implore you to concentrate on the ones that are important to you. Write yourself a letter. Write a letter to someone important to you. Create even when you don't feel like creating. As much as we share the good things in our lives, it is also great to communicate when we struggle with things in our life. Take a break and breathe. Your work today will be there tomorrow. The people online today will be the same people who will be online tomorrow. Enjoy life because we only get one shot at it. If your photograph gets 1 like or 1,000, or your YouTube video gets 1 like or 1,000 views, people will move on to the next thing, and that's okay too. Maybe this will resonate with you. Perhaps it won't. There is so much to live for other than what we do online. 2021 has been wild. 2022 will be wilder. Let's enjoy it while we can. Life is nothing but a mess, and it's here and then it isn't. So just yesterday, I took my Leica M10 and I created images with 2 people who I adore and who trust me to create images that will hang in their homes. I am incredibly thankful to do what I do for a living. I'm not sure I'm 100% out of that creative funk that I'm in, but I do know I'm getting closer to being out of it than I was 5 weeks ago. Life as a full-time creative is hard, but it's worth it, but life is grand. My prayer for you in 2022 is that you find happiness and contentment. I hope that you find joy in what you create. I hope that no matter what you do, regardless if it's picking up a new piece of gear to kind of help you get you out of that funk, or picking up an old piece of gear that's just been sitting in your bag for years and just going out and creating with it and doing it just for the joy of it. I often find this quote that I heard a long time ago is that success will find you, but it has to find you working. So often you and I, get so caught up into so many of the other things, the particulars like heart-shaped smashes and likes and looking at gear reviews like the Leica M10 or doing whatever else we're doing in our life, that we forget that we should just go out and create and find joy in that. I hope that you have a great new year. I hope that 2022 is awesome. I'm praying for you guys. I just want to say thank you so much for watching this today. I'm going to share a few images, as I probably already have throughout this video, of this session that I shot, and I'm just thankful that you watched it. The Leica M10 is just an all-time great, and if you're in the market for one, I would highly recommend it. And I would just highly recommend, even if you're not in the market for one and you're just lusting after one, that you take the one lens, one camera life and just create without having to think about all the other things in your bag. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you have a great one, and I hope you have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, or whatever you celebrate. Thankful for you. Thanks for subscribing to the channel, and if you like this video, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 likes or followers or subscribers, whatever they call it. And if I get it, I get it. And if I don't, I don't. And that's okay too. All right. Take care. Peace.